first 50 psukim of this parsha of Massei, we're finally reconnecting to our brothers in Eretz Yisrael. For so many weeks, since the last day of Pesach, we were 1 week off because the last day of Pesach in Eretz Yisrael was Shabbos. By us it wasn't. It was still Pesach. Now finally, Matot-Massei, right before the Chodesh of Av, right before the interlude to Tisha B'Av, when we should really strengthen ourselves with Avos Yisrael, with reconnecting with every Jew. Now, Baruch Hashem, we're reconnecting, and we're both going to read Parshas Massei. How does Parshas Massei start? We read Matot-Massei, they read only Massei. 50 psukim tell us how the Yidden went from one place to another, from one place to another, 42 different places that the Torah records. Who cares? Who cares where we were? We were in the Midbar for 40 years, now we're in Eretz Yisrael. Rashi brings two pshat, and the second pshat in the name of the Medrash Tanchuma. He says, is a mashal. It's compared to a father who had an ill son, and he took his son from one place to another till he found a doctor to heal him. On the way back, he said, Sin, my son, look, this is where we were when you weren't feeling so well. This is where you were when we were settled and everything was calm. This is where you were when you were feeling so sick. I had to splash water on you, cold water, because we had such a high temperature. And this is why Hashem also tells us, in this place you did this Avera, in this place this terrible tragedy happened, in this place you had this danger, and I was with you the whole time. Okay? But still doesn't answer the question. So why does the father tell his son that? Who cares? It's history. Who cares of every single city? We have to know what happened here, what happened there, what happened there. Says the Maral, the reason why a father tells his son about all the different places that they were, he's telling his son, I want you to know, my son, I love you so much and I care for you so much that even when things were hard and difficult, I was schlepping you from this place to that place till we got to the doctor, and sometimes I wanted to give up. It was so difficult, but I couldn't because I love you so much. And I love you, and that's why I stayed with you in this place, in that place, in this place, and in that place. And the same thing the Torah tells us, Hashem loves us so much. And even in the places where we did terrible averos against Him, even in the places where it was terribly dangerous, and Hashem saved us from all the dangers. You know why? Because in each place Hashem showed us how much He loves us. And this teaches us how much we have to have hakaras hatov, and how much we must thank Hashem for all of the good that He did for us through every single period, good and bad. And this shows how much Hashem loves us, and how much we are obligated to thank Him for everything that He did, and how much we're obligated to listen to Him and to do His mitzvahs and to learn His Torah. Why? Because He was with us in Midbar Sinai, He was with us in Chatzeros, He was with us in Risma, He was with us in Riman Peret, and that's why we have to listen to Hashem. This is a lesson in Hakaras HaTov. That's how the Maral explains the first 50 psukim of Parshas Massei. So often we hear the refrain, we must remember what happened during the terrible dark times, the Holocaust and other times. We have to remember, we're never allowed to forget. Why must we never forget? Never again, so that it should never happen again. Do we really think that it is in our power, chas v'shalom, Rahman al-Islam, something like this should repeat itself? It's within our power because we remember what happened in the gas chambers 80 years ago. That's going to stop it from happening? What does it mean? We must remember, we must never forget. The Maral is teaching us why we must never forget. We have to remember how much we owe our debt of gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Even in the darkest of times and the most terrible of times, in the times of danger and in times of tragedy, Hashem is with us on a communal level, on an overall level of Klal Yisrael, and on an individual level. Every person who survived, every person has his story of the miraculous survival because Hashem was with him in Risma, in Riman Peret, in Auschwitz, in Birkenau, and in Bergen-Belsen. Hashem was with us. You know what we have to remember? We have to remember, says the Maral, because we have to remember how much Hashem loves us, and how much Hashem is taking care of us, and how much He's with us. May this be the last week in this terrible Golos. There's 1 week left to Tisha B'Av. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should take us out of this Golos, and we should be Zeicha to stand together with Moshe Rabbeinu and with Mashiach Tzidkenu and declare with all of the people of the world, Hashem Elikei Yisrael Melech U'Malchusei B'Kol Mashallah. Hashem was always with us, and He is with us. May we witness to be able to see it with our own eyes. B'Mehera. Good Shabbos.